Hello. Welcome to the second edition of Fort Worth Writers Boot Camp Facebook Live. My name is Rachel Pilcher. I am the founder and owner of Fort Worth Writers Boot Camp. It looks like we're still waiting for a couple of people to join in, but while we're waiting, some of y'all can probably catch this on the replay. I just wanted to thank all of y'all for joining me. And I want to be able to invite you every other Sunday to join in on our Facebook Live. I have a couple of people that are on now. Thank you again for joining. Again, my name is Rachel Pilcher. I am the founder and owner of Fort Worth Writers Boot Camp. I know we had a couple of questions last time for the first edition about whether you have to be in Fort Worth or you have to be in a specific place to join Fort Worth Writers Boot Camp. And basically what it is it's all online now. So you are right where you need to be. And I see Melissa Everett Berger is here. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for joining. I really am excited about talking about tonight's topic. It's I want to write, but how do I get started? And I'm going to go ahead and get right in on it because I know that we have a lot of things to do on Sunday nights, and watching this is just a couple little hints to get you going for your writing week for this week. So the thing that I would like to talk to you about is my favorite way of getting started on writing. And part of that is by journaling. It's very simple, but if you want to be a writer, sometimes the best way to go about it is to go by the simple way. And whenever I talk about journaling, it's not, make a menu of everything that you're doing today or what you have plans to do. It's journaling is a little bit more in depth than that. It's more along the lines of putting down your thoughts, your ideas, things that are bothering you, what you think that you would like to do with your life. So if you want to be a writer, maybe journaling about how you want to be a writer. I think that the best way of doing that is to just get down to it. The thing that I do with my journaling is I try to journal every single day. That is part of what I was doing before I started studying The Artist's Way, Julia Cameron's book, but that really put me into a habit. Well, it's creating a habit of writing every single day. And by doing that, it gives you a chance to get things off your chest. It gives you a chance to get all of those ideas that have been ruminating in your mind down on paper. That way, whenever you do sit down to do your creative writing, you'll either have all those ideas that have been bothering you off of your mind, or it'll give you a good place to jump off of to go right into that creative writing mode. So definitely, if you haven't picked up The Artist's Way, I suggest that you do that. I do have a Facebook group that I am co-hosting with Melinda Massey. It's called the Fabulous Artist's Way Boot Camp. We're going to start on June the 3rd, which is a Sunday, and it's actually going to be another one of our installment days for Fort Worth Writers Boot Camp Facebook Live. So I'll remind you back then at that time as well to join in. But it's a Facebook group. You can join it. So if you're interested, do some research on Julia Cameron and The Artist's Way and see if you would be interested in joining our group. Going back, though, to what you need to do for journaling. Julia Cameron does offer the idea of doing your morning pages. Now, just because it's called morning pages doesn't mean you have to do it in the morning. But it's always good. I always find the first few minutes that I get up, the first thing I do, if I grab my journal and I start writing, I can get my morning pages done and get up and make my coffee and get my dog and my cats all organized and get them together. And then I can go on with my day and I don't have to worry about all the stuff that I had on my mind because I journaled it out. It is recommended that you do 3 pages a day. I try to do 3 pages a day myself. And if you look, see if you can see this. I have a journal. I started this one January 1st. And it's all filled up. My last day on this journal was April 21st, and I like the ones that snap on the edge. Get these at Half Price Books. They're like $6. Perfect for journaling. But I find on the days that I journal that I'm definitely able to be a lot more creative throughout the day. I feel like I've gotten the things that I've had on my mind off my chest. I've been able to think of creativity in a whole different way. And I've been able to think about what it is that I want to accomplish towards my goals. And sometimes I repeat myself. I repeat myself a lot in my journal. But I think in repeating myself in my journal, I'm reminding myself that yes, that is still a goal. That is still something that I have that I want to do. And anybody can do this. It's not just for writers. It can be for business people who have a goal to start their own business, or for people who, are creative artists that paint. They have ideas for paintings that they want to do. And it's just kind of a way to like I said earlier, jumpstart your way into getting your work done. So what kind of things do I write about in my journal? Well, I like to write ideas for stories, even for things that I want to do in my house, how I plan on getting my office together. This office that I have that I'm sitting in right now, I wrote about in my journal, just trying to map it out, how it would best work for me to create a creative space for myself. And that's going to be a topic that I talk about later on in some of these episodes, is creating your creative space and finding how to get that space where you need to be to where you can create. I write about problems that I'm having. If I'm having problems at work, I'll write about that. And ways to solve those problems. What I plan on doing to tackle issues that I may be having with coworkers, or that I'm having with just students, because we always have problems with students. There's always something going on. But it helps so that I can get out some of that aggravation that I'm having, to write it down, and then I can come up with the best possible solution for it. I write down dreams that I have. I am getting up first thing in the morning and writing stuff down. So when I do that, I am writing about dreams. I have some pretty strange dreams. And from what I've heard from a lot of people, you can have some extremely detailed dreams that make really great stories. Hi Sharon, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. But yes, dreams are a wonderful start off to get stories. I've written several short stories that have been based from dreams that I jotted down in my journal. And it just helps me to remember the details that I may forget if I just went on with my day and didn't try to find something else to do that would block that memory out. Because half the time, or probably more than half the time, we forget our dreams before we even wake up. So it's always good whenever you remember those dreams to be able to write them down. And I write about my life goals. When I started Fort Worth Writers Boot Camp 4 years ago, it started off as a journal entry. It really did. It started off as something that I was writing down because I was frustrated at my job, and I was trying to figure out, well, what could I do that would make me happy, that would send me to be able to get my goals accomplished, and to be able to help other people in their writing. Because at heart, I'm a writer. I have a bachelor's degree in English. I taught English, high school English, for 6 years. I am a teacher, and I really enjoy doing that. That's part of why I became a librarian, because I enjoyed the teaching part. Didn't quite enjoy the grading part. But Fort Worth Writers Boot Camp started out in a journal entry. And I think that many times you can have those dreams, and if you remind yourself enough about them, then you'll probably go, what am I doing to make that dream come true? And part of journaling kind of holds you accountable to make sure you are doing that dream. So if your dream is to write a novel, then you need to start off by journaling. What ideas do you want to convey in that novel? What is it that you want to do? So I do have to say that the basis of my writing life does involve a lot of journaling. And I think if you are a new writer, if you're a beginner writer and you know you have stories to tell, the best thing to do is to get a journal, start writing those stories down. You may want to do it in Word documents on a computer. You may want to just use your notes on your phone. But whatever you're doing, it's really the best thing to do if you want to be a writer is to start writing. And the most unintimidating way I have found is by journaling. So that is what I have for you tonight. If y'all have any questions, feel free, ask questions. I'm going to stay on for just a few moments. I'll probably chatter just a little bit, so if you have questions you can write them down. But I do want to remind you again, we will have a Facebook group for the Fabulous Artist Way Bootcamp. You can find us. It's a great blue banner with the black and white awning on it, just like I have for the notice on the Facebook Live events. So you can go on there and find it, and we will begin that on June the 3rd, Sunday, June 3rd. Our next Facebook Live event is going to be on May 20th at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, just like this. So wherever you are in the U.S., just make sure, if you're Eastern Time, add an hour. If you're Mountain, go back an hour, and you'll be able to find us. I know I have my stepmother Sharon is visiting from Colorado right here on Facebook Live. So just make sure that you join in. Next week's the next topic is going to be, I've already started planning it out, creating your ideas book. This is going to be about how you get all of your information to start writing your stories. Okay, so Dan has a question. I found an idea I had written down a few years ago and had forgotten about. When I saw it recently, I'd pretty much forgotten about it, but thought to myself, hey, that's a pretty good idea. That is exactly one of the things that I'll be talking about with the ideas book, Dan. I think that it's always great whenever you have those ideas to write them down. Don't just think, oh, I'll remember that later. So, journaling that is a great idea. You can go back and look at your journals. You can also, like we're going to talk about next time, your ideas book is where you can go back and look at that information. Say you have some time on your hands, you're in between stories, and you're thinking, what could I write about? That's where you'd find it. Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, if there are no questions, feel free, if you're watching this on the replay, to add your questions there. I will be watching, looking forward to those questions, and I'll answer them on Facebook Live. And also, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, I will answer your questions on YouTube. So I want y'all to have a great Sunday, enjoy your week, and I will see y'all on May 20th. Bye.